For this example, we've been asked to find the highest common factor and the lowest common multiple of 210 and 252. So the first thing we need to do is write down all of the prime factors of 210 and then 252. So starting with 210, it's clear that 2 divides into it, and that leaves us with 105. Then, as this number ends in a 5, we know that it's also going to be divisible by 5. So dividing 5 in will leave us with 21. So 21 isn't a prime number, and we know that that is equal to 3 times 7. So we've now written 210 in terms of its prime factors. We'll say that 210 is equal to 2 times 3 times 5 times 7. So these are all the prime factors of 210. Now doing the same for 252, we see that as it's an even number, we can divide it by 2, and 252 divided by 2 is going to be 126. So our next step is to divide this by 2 again, because 126 is an even number. So we divide it by 2, and that leaves us with 63. Now 63 isn't a prime number. 63 can be written as 7 times 9. Now 7 is a prime number, but 9 isn't. 9 can be written as 3 times 3. Therefore, we've now got all the prime factors of 252, so we'll say that 252 is equal to 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 7, and we'll just write that a little bit neater. We'll say that is 2 squared times 3 squared times by 7. So now to calculate the highest common factor and the lowest common multiple, we should draw a Venn diagram for these two numbers. So we'll draw our Venn diagram, and our Venn diagram will represent these two numbers. So let's say this first one represents 210, and the second one represents 252. Now this region where they overlap, this represents the numbers that they both have in common. So what prime factors do they have in common? We see that they've both got a 2 in them, they've both got a 3, and they've both got a 7. So in this overlap region, we've got a 2, a 3, and a 7. So for the number 210 in our region here, that just leaves us with a 5. And for 252, that leaves us with a 2 and a 3. Therefore, to calculate our highest common factor, which we'll call HCF, our highest common factor is what is in the overlap. So what's in the overlap? We have a 2 times a 3 times a 7, which is equal to 42. So we say that our highest common factor is equal to 42. And to get our lowest common multiple, which we'll write as LCM, it's just equal to 5, what's in here, multiplied by what's left in this one, so that is times 2 times 3, and then in the overlap we have 42, so we need to times by 42. So bringing this all together, we do 5 times 2 times 3 times 42 is 1260, which is our lowest common multiple.